man culture. I come back to you culture. Respect black man culture. Nah, sweet culture.
Alright guys, welcome everybody. Alright, welcome everybody, welcome. Let us get this started here. I want to talk to Abdul Fatorma real quick. That is the essence of this live. Abdul Fatorma, just in case you guys don't know who I'm talking about, Abdul Fatorma is one of the civil society activists in Sierra Leone. And I want to talk to Abdul Fatorma, but this is who Abdul Fatorma is right here. I think it's very important that we talk to him. He's one of the civil society activists. He's been, I wouldn't say quiet because he's not quiet, but these guys are evading the actual issues that the people of Sierra Leone want them to talk about. They're talking about other issues, because of course you have to find a way to gain relevance within the system. So Abdul Fatorma, recently I saw him on the Liberty TV Online. So I just want to talk about that. It was there talking about Yenga. It's easy to come and talk about Yenga, but it's not easy to talk about Julius Madabio's, office caught in double dipping, potential money laundering, and forging of receipts. Abdul Fatorma on the records is not there condemning such an action. Excuse me. And the reason why this is important, guys, is because we have a responsibility as citizens to call out one another, call out each other for what you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing. Abdul Fatorma is receiving, I'm sure over the years, he's received millions of dollars in his organization, CHRDI. So that's why I showed you guys that, because I wanted you to see that. And this is CHRDI. This is his, I tried to look up his website. I was not able to find the website, but we all know that, Abdul Fatorma is the executive director of CHRDI, CHRDI. Abdul Fatorma is Sierra Leone's human rights activist who, among other things, has challenged his government, to explain why $20 million of community development funds has not been accounted for. The government response has been to threaten, harass, and arrest him. This is a publication put out by Giraffe Heroes, in support of Abdul Fatorma, I don't see the date, but probably this was back in the days of the APC, But the thing is this, guys. Let me, first of all, at least show you guys, who Abdul Fatorma is and why I'm coming and talking to Abdul Fatorma. I think it's very crucial for me to at least paint the picture for all of us to see first, so you understand why. Abdul Fatorma, again, is a civil society activist. Therefore, we have a responsibility to call them out in support of, what we need. It's our responsibility. Therefore, I want to show you guys, this first video. I want you to see this video because Abdul Fatorma was in this video when Madabio was campaigning, before 2018 in London. I want you to watch this. Abdul Fatorma was there. It's very important.
We want to unite our politics, but we should.
Let's take it from the
top.
top.
We want to unite our politics, but we should never forget that
this is Abdul Fatorma.
In African politics can be a disadvantage.
Yes.
So why I keep my calm, I do not expect you to be calm all the time. I am the leader, I should be calm, but you should not be calm all the time.
Yes.
They are not that forthcoming when I'm attacked sometimes on the internet, but when they do, they are very ferocious. And London Jet has been very, very, very strong in that particular front.
So, of course, this was Abdul Fatorma was in this meeting. This is Madabio in London before the 2018 elections. It's very crucial. It is either Abdul Fatorma was there observing or he was invited, because this event looks like one of those close-knit events, right? So Abdul Fatorma was there. And I'm going to play it one more time so I can pause it where Abdul Fatorma is sitting so you guys can see him very clearly for the evidence and for the records.
We want to be polite about politics, but we should never forget that polite.
All right. I'm trying to zoom Abdul Fatorma right here. This is Abdul Fatorma. But the light was a little bit much. Let me see where the light is. I want to really, so you guys can see him, Abdul Fatorma. Okay. It's probably the lighting is a little better here. Good. So this is Abdul Fatorma. All right. Present at this event where Madabio was talking about violence, but political violence, that he as the leader should remain quiet. So this is Abdul Fatorma. These guys were living the life back in the days of the APC. Proper democracy and everything. So Abdul Fatorma was there. I just want to establish that, right? And now that we've established that, I'm going to leave that for now. And I'm going to come to the Yenga situation that Abdul Fatorma was recently on Liberty TV to talk about, you know, because it's very crucial. And the reason why I'm doing this is this, again, to like you guys should have context. We all know the June 24th, 2023 elections. Up till this day, we don't have the results of that elections. We've been asking for the results of that elections. And up until this day, people like Abdul Fatorma, they're not on the records condemning the actions of SLPP and Marabio for destroying a democracy. The fact that we don't have the results of the June 24th, 2023 elections, it should bother people like Abdul Fatorma. That is the fundamental thing here that I think is very crucial and important for us to talk about. Abdul Fatorma should have been out to talk about these things, right? But Abdul Fatorma is nowhere to be seen. We don't know his whereabouts. So therefore, it's very crucial that we talk about these issues for people like Abdul Fatorma. This is why I'm doing this, right? So now that that is clear, again, this is Abdul Fatorma. They were giving him some shout out here, this giraffe hero back in 2017, stuff like that. So these are the kinds of articles. Of course, we've seen Abdul Fatorma taking up other cases. We all know that's a fact. He has taken up other cases. So, you know, it's I want to point that out, right, very clearly, that he has taken up other issues. But the issues that are important to our democracy, Abdul Fatorma has stayed away from those. And this is very, very important for democracy itself to thrive. Because all the other problems that Abdul Fatorma is talking about, without good governance, we would never have a great judiciary. It starts, the buck stops and starts with having proper democratic principles being abided to. That is how we can fix every other institutional issues that we have across the country. But if the office of the president is filthy, we don't have the results of the elections, how can we even validate or ascertain, you know, the fact that this person is legitimate? So Abdul Fatorma, until we have a legitimate president in Sierra Leone who the people voted for, there is nothing that you're going to say that makes sense. The Yenga fight, the this that is happening, the members of parliament issues, all of that, you know, talking about soldiers that were caught, you know, allegedly raping people, because I've seen all of these. Abdul Fatorma, we pay attention. I don't have a lot of time in my hands like you guys do, because you guys have all the time in the world. But the little time that I have, sometimes 24 hours is not enough for me. I'm doing research on you guys. I have my work. I have family. I have reserve duties. I have all kinds of stuff. But I'm making time for people like you, because you were doing what you were supposed to do during the days of the APC. Yourself, Ibrahim Tomi, and Andrew Lavali. So Abdul Fatorma, people like myself, we are watching you. Marabio, who I've shown, you were sitting in that room in London when he was talking about he's not going to be polite, but his supporters should not be polite, they should be wild, because basically that's what he was saying. And we've seen it today, and it's still happening, Abdul Fatorma. and you're there, you're quiet as a civil society activist. This shows that you were partisan, you were tribal, you did not really care about Sierra Leone back in the days of the APC. You were just creating a lane for yourself so you guys can continue to seek donor funding and make money out of the sufferings of the people of that nation. So yes, during President Nkrumah's era, there was freedom for civil society organizations, newspaper, TV stations. So you guys were roaming around. Miss Khadija of OGI, Open Governance Initiative, was taking you guys around, traveling with you all. So Abdul Fatorma, you guys had this leverage. But I don't blame you. I blame the ones that are giving you donor funding, the Irish Aid, all of these people that are funding your organizations. That is the problem we have in Sierra Leone, because if these people really care, they know that today Sierra Leoneans are crying, for the fact that we had an elections, even to the point where the old lady is complaining that all they do is just get our fingers dirty. That is what the old lady is complaining. And thanks for Cashbox to pick that up. And he spoke about that. So at least we are aware. But let me show you guys again what the old lady said about the fact that voting in Sierra Leone is just a method. It's just a way of filtering their, just dirtying their fingers, just filthying their fingers. This is what the lady said. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to play it for you so you guys can listen for yourself. But this is how the lady feels about this situation. Listen to this.
The two finger them paying for the two finger. No convention as a no election, yeah. We're not stupid enough. We're not the number for good. They're going the two finger them paying for the two finger then are ink. When I make they say donkey finger, hold us a beside. The dog I dirty finger all. What I do, they say let move on. What I go dirty, what I go, they don't get again. They say can't donkey finger. Where can't donkey finger that they say let move on. That move on, they don't stop. I will say you there, now they will day. This salary that's what you get for the bukta. Now so you get for the first, unless we get justice.
Thank you.
No convention,
all right.
No election, yeah.
I play this for people.
They're going the two finger them paying for the two finger.
I play it here for people, because it's nice to give context. Because people like Abdul Fatorma, they think they are smarter than the people of Sierra Leone. But I'm telling you, thank God for the fourth industrial revolution, social media. The people of Sierra Leone are wiser than ever before. This is a lady who is, you would consider her to be illiterate. She is illiterate. They don't go school. That's fine. But common sense is there. And they know that when you have an elections, the results should be announced. They know the results are not there. They know the disaggregated data is not there. Abdul Fatorma is not on the record speaking up on these issues that are affecting democracy today. But these were the same people speaking up about democracy. I've shown you guys this publication from the Giraffe Hero project that they, giving him a shout out back in 2017, the days of the APC era. This man, amidst the killings, the Padeba Road Prison massacre, all of these guys have not been able to hold these governments accountable to speak up on these issues publicly, not only locally, but internationally. People like Abdul Fatorma, they've not been able to do that. It is a fact. They've not been able to hold these governments squarely accountable for what they've done to the people of that nation. So without much ado, let me play the interview that he did on Liberty TV that sparked my outrage, even though it doesn't show. And then we'll take it from there. Because what is happening in Sierra Leone is a travesty. Let's listen to this from Abdul Fatorma on Liberty TV. These ladies are doing a good job lately, the two of them. Oh God, my friend was showing me the names. Mibel, Kadi and Mibel. Good. All right. I'm going to try to remember their names now. They're asking critical questions. So let's listen to this.
He do so. Why will I encourage
I just want to give you guys context so you know it's about the Yenga situation, and then this lady is coming in.
Sierra Leoneans them we been the In a form of protest, they send message say they want Yenga back. As we been see the resident minister East, when Agbeshi Jusu Jaka Gube have been address them. Osai be the try for talk to them as to waiting and waiting government they do for ensure say Salon reclaim Yenga back. Well, we continue the conversation. Like I tell you earlier, we be done talk to the Minister of Information and Communication, where impacting words with the public based on the Yenga issue was President Bio committed for ensure say under in tenure he able for resolve the issue na Yenga. That's according to the Minister of Information and Civic Education as we interview him this morning. I tell you say we also they can talk to CHRDI, when at the Campaign for Human Rights Development International, then if we see then we get representative, then we go work on Yenga for go know exactly what in the situation can like. And a pleasure this morning for welcoming at the studio the Chief Executive for CHRDI, when Abdul Fatorma. Good morning and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning and thanks for having me.
I guess it's the first time na this spot
when
we come over.
When we move na this, and
Yes. All right. We don't talk to the Minister of Information and Civic Education this morning. We assure the public say President Bio is committed for ensure say under in tenure where we all know say about 2 years left, and for let it go resolve the issue na Yenga when an outstanding issue we don't last for the past 20 years ago see. But President Bio, according to the minister, assure the public say it will resolve this issue under in tenure. Unana one of the civil society body them we don't go na Yenga lately after we Sierra Leoneans them they make distress calls say they're not safe and then they move gonna other communities them. From una your lens, let we just start for no waiting una see where una gonna Yenga.
Okay. The situation at that part of this country is very, very appalling, frustrating, and it's a disappointment that we get a constitutional obligation, we place huge responsibility on the government of Sierra Leone for ensure say them protect the territory and the security, the well-being and welfare of citizens in this country. Since 2002 to date, the government of Sierra Leone don't fail the people of this country for protect the territory. Within the Yenga community, you get the Sokoma and the other towns.
You see how these guys talk? They would never stay within the time frame. They have to, since 2002, right? So, again, listen attentively. Listen attentively. Sadly, but this is the things. Now, give me 1 second. I'll feel like call you back there. All right. So this is the situation. All right. This is the situation. Let us listen.
And now Sierra Leoneans and where they them forcefully displaced and deprived of their social and economic activities, and even some of their other fundamental human rights, they under serious attack for quite a long time. When we were being done in 2002, that was January 18. Inside the same 2002, we government and the Guinean authorities then signed an agreement for let them hand over Yenga back to Sierra Leone. When they don't make any effort in 2005, then do another acknowledgement agreement again that Guinea recognized for hand over Yenga and pull hands there. So that not work. And in 2012 again, the Sierra Leone government again signed another agreement. So when you look at 2002, 2005, 2012, we don't get 3 good agreements on simple understanding and acceptable situation from the Guinean authorities, therefore handover. In 2013, the Mano River Union also meet on this issue, where Helen Johnson Sirleaf na him been chair, that very meeting there. So the president them we been there by then agreed that said the process will start and the return. And here we did in 2005. The Guinean authorities and don't build structure in Sierra Leone land. The Guinean authorities and don't barricade.
You see, he's so caught up with the past government that is still, instead of saying 2025, you say 2005. This is so caught up with, because again, the blame should be over there. The blame should be over there. And I under the blame there, not so yeah. It's so caught up with 2025 that they talk about 2005 till today. Now listen.
Sierra Leone territory and banned Sierra Leonean people then for letting them know participate in social and economic life like agriculture or trade. So now, whilst we been there, CHRDI been there on the ground, inside Sokoma and Kwendu, we able for understand say now 50 internally displaced persons register. Or
you know, this is why I do these programs, because I really don't want to cover these guys. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to give them free publicity, but we have to call them out. You see, because the fact is this. You see, CHRDI is on the ground now in Sokoma, in Koindu, in Yenga. CHRDI is on the ground. But when it comes to the June 24th, 2023 elections, CHRDI is silent. Abdul Fatorma could not even do a deep dive into these situations. These guys should be the ones that should have platforms like my own. People like Abdul Fatorma, and they eat money doing nothing. He should have platforms. These guys should have the YouTube platforms or the Facebook platforms like what I do. I'm not collecting money from anybody. I'm not writing proposals for support me for Lago Fete for Salon people. I'm doing everything by myself, taking care of everything by myself. But people like Abdul Fatorma, these guys are being paid. Again, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars over the year. And they say, I see them so they're fat, I see them Jordan, Beled, and they're fresh. They are making money. Their life light. Then guy, they sleep from 10, 12 o'clock, and they wake till 10 o'clock back in the morning. They've been making all this money over the years. But when it comes to the elections of June 24, 2023, 2 years coming, Abdul Fatorma is not on record challenging the government, the illegal government of Marabio, to produce the disaggregated data. They will tell you, oh, my civil society organization is not for governance. No, my civil society is just for the people. What in the freaking hell are you talking about? This is how they try to dodge us. They would tell us, oh no, my civil society is for health issues. I don't talk about the politics of the government. No, look at what he's talking about. He said the governments of Sierra Leone from 2002 to now don't failed us. They failed us because we've not been able to have proper democratic principles. And by the way, APC days and Escroba days, there was no fighting in Yenga. It was pretty quiet. Even if there was anything, it has never degenerated to this point. But we know say Guinea, vex pan we right now in Sierra Leone, with the indicate drugs going to Guinea. They arrest the ambassador to Guinea recently. They know say Boleos in Freetown. The Guinean government, of course, it's illegal. Marabio government is illegal. Everybody is illegal. So the Guinean guy just feels, say, hey, man, I'm just going to go for it. What do they want to do? Let them try me, but let them test me. So Abdul Fatorma, people like them, this way they do so now, and they tell you, you're going to write big project. They get for make money on them people at the aid. They're going to make millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars requesting funding to have these people resettled, take care of these people, provide food and this and that. But of course, the administrative cost is going to be more than what the people are going to receive, because all of the money goes to them in their pockets. They are living a beautiful life. This guy can fly anytime. These guys have thousands of dollars in their bank accounts, feeding off of the sufferings of the people. They don't care. They don't care. Today, let us ask for the bank statements of CHRDI. It is our responsibility and rights as citizens to ask. I guarantee you'll see that bank account. And let's see how the money moves around. Where's the money at? He has staff. What is his salary? How much is he paying? What is his overhead cost? So these guys are in Sierra Leone. The elections of June 24, 2023 was stolen, because I'm not kind of a campaign interview with Duna Liberty, but I just want you guys to know that, this is what they do. They choose the weaker links. They choose the easy objects to go after, and then they go after them. That is all they do. They will not go after the head itself, which is Marabio. Why? Because Abdul Fatorma, like the video that I showed you guys, was in London campaigning with Marabio. So therefore, do you really think this man is going to go after, Marabio? Let's listen to this again. I want you guys to listen to this, especially if you're just joining me. Listen to this video of Abdul Fatorma in London when Marabio was in London. Listen to this, because it was present. It was in the room whilst Marabio was making this statement. When I listen to this. Now bear with me. Let me play this for I guess it kind of timed out on me here. Where is Abdul Fatorma? Right here.
We want to be polite about politics, but we should never forget that.
So that is Abdul Fatorma again in the back of the room right here. All right. This is Abdul Fatorma. As you guys can see in the back of the room. You see, this was a private event. When I see him, it was in the room. This is back in 2017. If you're just joining me, but this is it. I'm going to play it one more time. You guys listen.
We want to be polite about politics, but we should never forget that politeness in African politics can be a disadvantage.
Yes.
So while I keep my calm, I do not expect you to be calm all the time. I am the leader, I should be calm, but you should not be calm all the time.
Yes.
They are not that forthcoming when I'm attacked sometimes on the internet, but when they do, they are very ferocious. And London Jet has been very, very, very strong.
And you guys heard it says London Jets has been very, very strong. I don't even hear about that guy, London Jets, but I guarantee you that guy is set for life. These were the guys that were on social media, abusing people, all kinds of stuff. But they were coming to Sierra Leone free. Nothing was wrong. Nothing. Their names were not at the airport for saying go arrest them when they reached the airport. They were free under democracy, right? That was what was happening. So it's crucial that, we point that out. But this is Abdul Fatorma. It was in that room. So it tells you the biasness. Again, I'm doing this just to point out these facts, so people can understand that when I talk about the Constitution and mention Section 13B, this is what I talk about. Section 13B of the Constitution, which makes it very clear that every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that your loyalty should lie to the state, not to your section, ethnicity, your tribe, your region, none of that stuff, right? Not to your political godfathers. It's about Sierra Leone. So I'm pointing out the fact that these guys are very unpatriotic. These guys are not about Sierra Leone. These guys don't care about Sierra Leone. They've always cared about their pockets. That is the point I'm trying to make to you all, so everybody understands this. We've been doing this for a while. I've been telling people, but people think that, because I come here, they think, for some of those that don't know me, he's talking for APC. This is how stupid Sierra Leoneans have become. So again, this is the Constitution. This is what the Constitution says. Section 13B. I can put that up here for you guys so we can see it. Section 13B. What does it say? It says every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that loyalty should lie to the states. Let me highlight it for you guys so you can see it. Every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that your loyalty should lie to the state. Let me read how the Constitution say, because I always just give a phrase, rephrased it for make them very simple. But every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that loyalty to the state shall override sectional, ethnic, tribal, or other loyalties. Shall override. Tell me if Abdul Fatorma was sincere to Sierra Leone. Tell me, as a civil society activist, would Abdul Fatorma sit by and watch a process where people went out to vote and they vote the results? Up till this day, the disaggregated data is not available. Tell me if Abdul Fatorma was sincere. If this guy right here, if he was sincere, tell me that, we would be where we're at today. It is these guys that have a responsibility to protect and preserve democracy in Sierra Leone, because they know what the meaning of true democracy is. They enjoyed it. They basked in it. They made money out of it. They were in Sierra Leone all through, going after the governments. It's clear right here. Look at this article. Abdul Fatorma, let me read it for you. Look at it right here. Let's read this together. Abdul Fatorma is a Sierra Leone human rights activist who, among other things, has challenged his governments to explain why $20 million of community development funds has not been accounted for. The government's response has been to threaten, harass, and arrest him. That's what he claims. Fatorma continues to fight. So he's the executive director of UK-based Campaign for Human Rights, Development International. It started off in CHRDI on January 31st, 2017. So this is what we've been saying about these guys. I can go back. There are other articles about Abdul Fatorma. Let us see. Within Army denied allegations of corruption and sexual harassment. Again, these are all cases that Abdul Fatorma pursues, right? This is easy. This is easy. Get these guys. Let's deal with them. So this is not an issue for Abdul Fatorma. We know that for a fact. This is what is actually happening. It's this easy case for Abdul Fatorma, but never ever to go after the government, the illegal government of Julius Maada Bio, to fight for the results of the people of Sierra Leone, to stand up for democracy. Because the reason why we have the Yenga and all of this stuff going on today in Sierra Leone, all these issues that we have, it's bad governance. You complain about the judiciary is because of bad democracy. We don't have a democratic state where the voices of the people matter, because people like Abdul Fatorma failed us as a civil society activist. All right? But I got one more last video I will show you guys, because it was through Abdul Fatorma that we knew about CHRDI Cocoa. Even though I don't want to make this live about that, but let me share this with you guys. Because it was through Abdul Fatorma, we figured that CHRDI Cocoa, the APC leader in parliament, ECOWAS back in 2022. Where was he? We've been asking that question. Where was CHRDI Cocoa? Abdul Fatorma provided the answer for us, if anything, because he was around and he saw that. Again, this is how much these guys enjoy. They're traveling across the world in the name of civil society activists. But it was CHRDI Cocoa, and he kind of played, quietly played some role, to get us to understand the facts, and we appreciated that. But where is democracy today in Sierra Leone? Abdul Fatorma is silent. Let's watch this together.
Potency of the community. Just before we get into the potency of the community parliament itself and whether or not it's fit for purpose at this moment, I'm aware, and majority of Sierra Leoneans are aware, that the head of Sierra Leone's delegation to the ECOWAS parliament is the parliamentary leader of the opposition, APC, Cheno Ramadan Majuba. So what happened that the report was presented by Honorable Veronica Kadisise in that parliament?
I don't know the background situation of that, but I was in Abuja on Friday and he left on Friday. And Saturday, this report was presented.
No, I come to Senator Snow.
Yeah, so I want to thank, I don't want to replay this whole thing. You guys know. If you don't know, it's fine. It's okay. But I just wanted to talk to Abdul Fatorma today. All right? Abdul Fatorma, Ibrahim Tomi, Andrew Lavali. These guys, we're watching them. We're watching them. It's okay. It shall be well. The people shall speak one day. I leave it here, guys. Have a good evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. All right? Have a good one.
Bakabeyak by Tasser Kadu, Kereyak by Lopsak Pesa Tessane, Keresubalis Kanya, Coloman to Gimoyaka. Bogo Bed the Balomo, Sayo Saints a Balomo, Baby Kurotaka Locomoe, Obakimoe, Jay of Solane, Asanchika, Mamuro Comiru, Bibotaire Moe, Asanchika, Somenkuro Compaloco, Bibota Polo Emoe, Asanchika, Kuro Comsongo, Bibota Songi Moe, Asanchika, Laburo Comiru, Bibotaire Moe, Asanchika Kru, Ate Sumai Yadamuta, Sherdamuta, Bibi Kuro Salan for Sanga, Bibota Songi Moe, Asanchika, Kalaburo Comsongo, Bibota Songi Moe, Asanchika, Pino Kuro Comiru, Bibotaire Moe, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we go. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let no politics, no religion, no rival conflict, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we go. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. We've been led for too long, so long. Our return seem impossible, even though we fight. Our progress gets difficult every day. We all need a moment of silence to know who we are and why we exist. We've been down too long in the slums, so long, with a declining economy and increasing adversities, designed by the vaunting ambition of those who lead us. The young men spend fruitless hours in the ghetto, no future, no hope. The young girls gave up their pride of womanhood. Why? For survival. Parents spend sleepless nights thinking how to settle the bills. Inflation causing madness everywhere. Our children have no hope for the future. See how we're falling apart. Let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflict, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let us think and rethink it over again. See all what we've gone through. Let us build a peaceful time and a better place for us to be. We are a people of love and splendor of God's beauty on our faces. Let's recall those days when men were men and women took pride in their full breast, with beads round their necks and heats. Let the man say, Buwa bisye. Limba man say, Walibina. Kula man say, Jaramaha. Jabra man say, Bamisekeo. Kuya man say, Pamona kusha, 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 kusha. Yes, we could all live together again as one. Politics should not be an instrument of division anymore. We may even agree to disagree and resolve the difference in the pools. Let no man deceive you with vainglory. No, not even with the sugar-coated vibes. So let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflict, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Wipe away your tears and roll your pains away. To every man and woman in this nation, once again the strength to rebuild, restore the lost pride of our beloved country. Let no man make a fool of us again as before. Even as we forgive and forget, we must learn to accept defeat as much as we are determined to succeed. Give tolerance and love without violence to one another. It's time again for election. Let's be sober and in our right mind. Take away sycophancy and hypocrisy from our minds. Let the right man be in the right place. Let the voice of the people be heard. Yes, we want it free and fair. We don't want no gunmen, poo power, we are tired of it all. Yes, we want it free and fair. The future is in our hands, we can't go living in the past anymore. Let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. That's hand in hand, we go into the polls. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set.